There you are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Fully Mic'd. It's your boy, Mike Payne. And before we get started, I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody that watches these episodes. I mean, it goes a long way for me, whether it's one person or 100,000 people. The goal is to help plant seeds for you to choose daily growth and become the better version of yourself. I also want to give a shout out to my chiropractor, Matt Bertram, Chiropractic and Wellness. He's been working with me, ever since April of last year. We're working on some things with some alignment, some pelvis alignment, muscular tightness, seeing the massage therapist, Yamani, there as well. She's phenomenal. I'm going to give a shout out to Active Nutrition Store too. That's where I get all my supplements from. If any of you are looking to either start that journey with adding supplements and incorporating supplements, get with me. I have an ambassador code for Active Nutrition Store. It's code MikeP10. It'll save you 10% off at the store, or if you order online. Make sure when you get to the store, you tell them that Mike Payne sent you. Trying to save you some money there. Also, my physical therapists as well, Lane and John. I just want to give them a huge shout out because I realized I wouldn't be here right now without being able to put in the work. That's what episode 5 is all about. The work. Last episode we were together, we were talking about pivoting and how significant and how important it is for you to go where you need to be, not where you want to, where you need to be, where you should be, where your purpose is calling, your alignment is calling you. It's found in the work. My thing is it's extremely overlooked too, putting in the work. Most people, they don't quit because they're weak. They quit because they're not taught that change actually works. So when it gets slow, quiet, or uncomfortable, they assume something is wrong with them. I'm here to tell you, there's nothing wrong with you. You are just now figuring out that it's going to take longer than what you expect. That's part of putting in the work and choosing to work every single day, because you can't go forward into the future. You can't go back in the past. You have to be here right now, locked in, and know that I'm building every single day on some type of character trait. I'm building on some type of, emotional barrier. I'm creating more boundaries. It's all necessary in the work. People also get this misconstrued. They think that growth is supposed to feel good. Hey, newsflash, not at all. It's confusing. That's the real change. It feels confusing before it feels clear, lonely before it gets aligned, and heavy before it feels freeing. Think about that. You're called to do more for you. Now is your time. I'm in this little hallway right now. You're building these walls. My thing is why do people quit? I mean, I got several reasons and thinking about, why they do. But let's break them down. People expect fast results. And when it takes longer than they had imagined, they assume that it's not working. That's the point of putting in the work and choosing daily bread. Kevin Gates said in an interview one time, he said, I know it's Kevin Gates, but he said, if it's slow, it shall grow. If it's fast, it shall pass. Meaning it's not meant for you if it's supposed to be here and then gone. If it's supposed to come to you that quickly, it's never supposed to be yours in the first place. It's supposed to be the journey. It's supposed to be building on your inner soul, your heart, the desire to want to learn, the desire to want to network, the desire to want to find more out about you while trying to achieve a goal. That's the point of this life, People also rely on motivation. They're not even realizing that motivation is a feeling. It comes and it goes. Motivation is a feeling. Actually, what's not a feeling? Discipline. Discipline is action taking. Let's think about this for a second. Motivation can only take you so far without action taking. There's no question about it. But what does that look like? Like, what does motivation look like? It looks like, well, I see that out there. I want to be better. I want to do better. You're telling yourself, this is kind of hyping yourself up, but you never do anything about it because it's motivation. I've had that. Oh my goodness. How many times I've felt motivated to go to the gym and then it's like, ouch, I'm not feeling good. And then I don't go. And I I was sulking. I still had to continue to show up for myself every day when I didn't feel like it, man. Last year, I counted how many times I went to the gym. That's going to shock you, and I'll get to that later on. People also quit because they try to change what they do, but never change who they are. Am I a firm believer in having to change yourself fully? No, unless you absolutely have to, and you know that. Maybe it's the environment around you. Maybe you can understand you need to do a 180. I don't necessarily believe that you have to do that. You can still be that person that people see a light, a ray of light, or you are the light in the room. You are the comical one. You are the one that can provide emotional support. I mean, there's so many different aspects of why you could continue to still be that way. You can start to change little things around you. You don't have to necessarily do an entire 180, but just remember, parts of you do have to change, or else you're going to be stuck in this merry-go-round and you're never going to be able to get off. Never. Choose the daily growth of eliminating things that are going to distract you from being able to put the work in to where you want to go. Here's one of the biggest things too. And this goes for you, this goes for me, this goes for everybody. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing someone else's highlight reel to your journey and your timeline makes absolutely no sense because they are in a different timeline. They are older than you. They could be younger than you. They've got more exposure. They got more networking. They've got more resources. It doesn't matter. You can look at that and say, wow, I want to achieve that. It can be done. That's the thing. But it's a different speed in which you're going. God's speed. God will tell you, hey, not too fast and not too slow. He's going to give you some urgency, but he's not going to tell you to be in a rush. Be fast, but not in a hurry. Slow motion is better than no motion. Slow is smooth. And guess what? Smooth is fast. Don't ever forget that, please. Never be in a rush for your goals. Never. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey because you're learning more about you and what you can offer for yourself to the world. People also confuse discomfort with anger and then retreat the moment that growth starts stretching them. Growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. There are going to be people that are going to leave your life. There's going to be times that you are going to extract yourself from people's lives. And also, when you start to feel discomfort, it makes you feel this type of way as if you're not supposed to be feeling it. It makes you angry. I don't like this feeling. Well, good. You're supposed to be feeling that. You're supposed to be telling people, hey, I've got to put these, well, I love you. I hope and pray that you're still going to be there. But I have to lock in, at least for right now. And always remember this too, another reason why people quit is that who you are will always pull you back to what's familiar. Even if what's familiar, home, whatever the case may be, is dysfunctional. Home doesn't have to necessarily be a place. It's a feeling. Even if it's dysfunctional, who you are is going to always pull you back because it feels good. It feels familiar. When you start experiencing and you start, adventuring out into the unknown, now you're challenging your brain and forcing it to adapt. The brain doesn't like that at all. It's not designed for that. That's the constant battle that us humans face, and why the mindsets are so weak is because we give in to our own mind. That whole last 2025, I gave into my mind way too much. But something that it didn't like, but my heart and soul did appreciate was the quiet work. That's what this is. The grind, the work, the effort, it's all quiet. The brain doesn't appreciate that. I promise you that. I'm not trying to be David Goggins or any of that, because that man is not real. With all due respect, phenomenal icon in the world. He's a legend of what it means to have the mindset for a man or a woman. But he was able to actually tap into the part of his brain that he's in control. Like maybe some of that, I don't necessarily, I'm not him. That's the thing. I'm not him. I don't know. But what you can see that he's locked in. You can still be that same way to an extent. You have to be exactly him or exactly me or anybody. Just recognize that you can be in control. The brain doesn't like discomfort. It's always going to pull you back. It's always going to pull you back to where you can feel good. If everything felt good all the time, what is there to learn? That's so much pleasure. Can't do that. No. Force yourself in the situations in which you have to grow. That's what the work is. It's forcing you to work. It's forcing you to do the inner growth. Introspect, reflect. converse, network, write, all of it. It's up to you. Don't be the person that always goes back to what's familiar. If you do, consider a small reset. Don't stay there forever. Don't stay there for an extended period amount of time. Go there. Okay, I got this. And keep it moving. Think of discipline like a system, okay? Motivation, it comes and goes, but discipline is a structure. And structures, they do not collapse when the weather gets bad. They don't. What does that even look like? That means the emotions that you feel, they will lie to you all the time. Motivation, it can lie to you sometimes. The outside noise, stay here. The work is supposed to build the walls of discipline. When your life is designed with intention, you don't have to fight for yourself every day. You just have to stay inside of what you've been building currently. That means you're not scared to go out and venture or open the gates up a little bit to what possibly can be. But when you're so locked in and you've created this system within yourself to say, this is what I do now. You don't want to be the person that just does the work. You want to be the person who works. Think about it for a second. You tell somebody that this is the work that I did, la da 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 da, or you can be the embodiment of somebody that works. The embodiment of somebody that works is someone that can give their fruits to somebody else. Think about this. People, they chase new habits, but they still have this same self-imagery, of who they are, the same image. They change their actions, but they still see themselves the same way. And when your identity doesn't change, your behavior always will return you to what feels like home, even if it's dysfunctional. So what is the work? What is it really? The work is showing up when no one is watching. Not when it's convenient, but when it's necessary. No one sees the fact that I was laying on the ground right there with my feet up on the couch doing the deep breath work. That's still showing up. Going to the gym to sit in the sauna. I went to the gym 71 times last year out of 365 days. And out of those 71 times, 50 of them were sitting in the sauna. So actually going to the gym and lifting was about 21 times. I was losing my mind, but I still was able to show up for me. How? Training the nervous system. That is one of the most powerful things that you can do ever to fight the brain. The brain is smart, and the brain will trick you all the time. But you can still have the power to train the nervous system around to throw it off. The brain doesn't like to feel discomfort, so it's always going to put you back into something, somewhere that is comfortable. When you constantly show up for yourself, the brain starts recognizing this is a new normal. The nervous system recognizes this is a new normal. Fall in that category of people that constantly train the nervous system, breathing, deep breath work, standing outside, looking at the sun, looking around the sun. Dr. Huberman Lab, phenomenal person, talked about what it means to wake up every single morning. You train your nervous system, you train your brain. When you go outside and you look in the bright sky, you drink a glass of water for hydration, and you start this regulatory process in your body, which is huge. Breath work, water, the list goes on. Showing up not when it's convenient, but when it's necessary. These are the unseen reps. These are trust. This is trusting that the person you're building in the silence will eventually be able to speak for itself. You build in the silence, you build in the deep work, and if you feel like you have enough to want to share with other people built up over the course of an extended period amount of time, people will listen and they will lean in. Because they see that, one, you're passionate about it. Be the person that is passionate about sharing nuggets of information, nuggets of a testimony, experience, or whatnot. People will listen if they can relate to it. Everybody can relate to what it means to not put the work in. They can also relate to what it means to put the work in. People fail all the time. As soon as they pivot, I'm going to go this way. What's this way? You start going. And then guess what? It gets hard. So guess what you do? You come back and you pivot back to where you were. That's the brain taking you to the comfort zone. Don't be the person that goes to the comfort zone, because you went this far down pivoting, not realizing that one more step over the wall or break through or open that one door, opportunity right there. So you go back to what's comfortable. There's nothing there. You're trying to get from there. This is where you've been your whole life. This is where you've been for the last 2 or 3 years, 5 years, whatever. What you want is on the other side of embarrassment, 1,000,000%. Not saying you're gonna pivot and you're gonna start putting the work in. You might embarrass yourself a couple times because you're like, man, this doesn't feel good. Remember, the brain is like, I don't really like this, bro. It's gonna feel embarrassing at first. And then you start building that discipline. You start building the mindset that nothing can break me. It's steel, man or woman. Right now, I'm thinking about my sisters right now because they are doing it. They're not trying to be some alpha female. No, they are simply strong-minded women. I'm so proud of them. Seriously, I'm so proud of them. The work is, it's actually choosing that discipline over the emotion, because the emotions, they are loud. Don't let them sing, Adele, Alicia Keys. Don't let them sing Usher in your mind. They will, and they'll be lying to you the entire time. Doing the work, it's doing the small things consistently, logging the small wins. Small wins actually make up more than just trying to. In order to even get to the goal, you have to take the small steps. This is important because remember, as you're going through this process, there's nobody here with you doing the work. It's just you. And guess who's applauding for you this entire time besides God himself? It's you. You're the one. It's a long, slow clap for a very long time. The small wins are simply, if you think about it, it's not by accident. You can achieve it. It's a nice little clap. Okay, now, after you think about it, now you're writing it down. So that way you have the tangible thing to say, this is where my goal is. What do I need to do to put the work in to get here? Okay, you don't know? Okay. It's a little bit faster clap. Now you start researching it. Okay. Now you start watching videos on YouTube. You start watching and listening to testimonies. Okay, now you're putting in the work. Then all of a sudden you reach out to those people, or they might even reach out to you because they see that you're possibly looking to go down this way. Now you have a conversation, and now you've just networked it. You just networked. You might have somebody in your pocket. You exchange contact information. Oh my gosh, now you're expanding. And guess what happens? Boom, right back to the beginning. Now you got to put in the work from what you just learned, and the cycle continues. That's a healthy cycle. That's building layers to your what? Foundation. You got to want that though. But how do you get there? Logging the consistent wins, small wins. That could be waking up, drinking more water. That could be making your bed. That could be eating more fruits and vegetables. That could be, eating more lean meat. That could be getting more steps in. That could be telling and texting somebody that you love them. It could be starting a new show. It could simply be everything, just by leveling up to say, I want to be better. And any facet of your life that you believe that needs more attention to, this is where it goes. Logging the small wins. Ask so many questions until you can't ask anymore. I'm a living testimony of asking questions to so many people because I wanted to know more, write down more. And then guess what you did? Guess what I did right after that? I started applying what I've learned to myself. And guess what I did after that? Continue to ask more questions. You want to continue to ask more so you can ask less. And if you go to the same person or the same 5 people, and then all of a sudden you stop going because you're learning more, they're actually going to be proud of you because it's clicking. Those people are adding value to your life. Don't forget those people. Be ready for this season of putting in the work to be the most solitary season of your entire life because it needs to be. And when it gets tough, guess what you do? Put your hands together. You put your head down and you pray. I realize that most people at their lowest, that's when they start praying. I am a byproduct of that. I did that. That time frame sucked. But it was supposed to suck. I learned so much. You learn in discomfort. You learn when things don't feel good. You learn more about you. When things feel good, what are you learning? Nothing. You're learning how to feel good. Where's growth in that? That feeling doesn't last forever. You know what does? When you overcome, you can remember where you were at when you had this obstacle and you decided, you know what? I'm going right through this. And you did. And you can. And guess what? You will. Word replacement. When you're doing the work, make sure you always are telling yourself that I can, that I will, that I believe, that I know. Leave that no room for gray. It's definite. You know that you can achieve it. It's the work. That's what it's supposed to be. Belief in oneself. This life is not easy. God is asking you to keep your eyes on him. This entire time, when I thought that I was at my lowest, guess who was there with me, guiding me? He was the entire time. Firm believer in it. And I still fall short to this day where I pray when I want to pray. You should pray every single day and be grateful for what you have. For me, the work was, the appointments, chiropractor, massage therapy, going to doctor's office, physical therapy, breath work, nervous system down regulation, changing my sleep patterns, dude. Oh, there's so much, dude. The work isn't meant to take away your identity either. It's to shift it in the direction of realization to like an epiphany. That the work isn't what you do, it's who you become. It's who you are gonna be. The real work is becoming someone new, slowly, intentionally, carefully, without needing the permission of somebody else. While you're doing the work, make sure you incorporate God in this process too. But he's asking us to put in the work to grow closer to him and become more aligned in our purpose. Who you are is in the proof of your effort and your work. There's going to be a boiling point, a breaking point in which you're going to be forced to change. So make a promise here with me right now to understand this. You're not drifting, you're not falling apart, and you're not lost. You're descending with control. You understand you have to get back down to ground zero. You're landing on your purpose, recognizing that there's more to your life, there's more to your story, to your passions, what you have love for in the world. What are some of your passions? What is worth suffering for? I learned this from Alex Hormozy, and it was one of the best business entrepreneurs I've ever been able to, I suppose, follow. He said, passion, people get passion confused, the meaning of it. Like, what are your passions? But passion comes from the word passio, which means, I believe, suffering. So really, what is something that you love so much that is worth suffering for? And that you're not lost, you're just re-entering. This is your arena. You're entering it. Smooth, safe, and intentional. When it comes to putting in the work, everything should be done with intention, not malice, not disrespect, not disregard, but pure intention and diligence. Your future and where you want to be in your life is depending on if you're willing to put in the work and not give up. Do not let the brain trick you. The brain will do it, but you got to be able to stand 10 toes down and stand tall for yourself to say, I'm not giving in. Real work was all in my heart and my soul. I honestly cannot wait to see where you're going to be within the next 3, 6, 9, the goose drink wine. If you're actually about it and serious about your goals, you will do anything to make it happen. Put in the work, and you will reap what you sow. 1,000,000%. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to episode 5. This is one of my favorite things to talk about is putting in the work and what it means to show up every single day to choose daily growth. And that's why Fully Mic'd is here to help somebody like you realize that if you decide that you want to set a goal and achieve it, it's not going to happen overnight. We got to be able to start small, find your foundation, and start building on small steps. And next thing you know, you become a more aligned version to where you're going, to where you won't need somebody like me anymore. You can do it on your own, and you can get to goals, and you can help other people. We are all in this together. We're planting seeds for one another to reach different heights in our life. Why? We're called to do that. We're called to be of service of one another. And I love it. So I will see you guys back in episode 6. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe. Throw some fire emojis down there. I know this episode got me all fired up. I got a little bit of a sweat going on my cheeks and a little bit of my armpits. But this really got me fired up. Throw some emojis in there in the comment section. Let me know what you learned from here. If there's anything that I missed or is there anything you want to add, throw it in the comment section. This is a community where we're all in this together. Da-na-da, ba-na-na. And make sure you subscribe for more motivational, more mindset, more fitness, more faith. Trust me, we're just now getting started. We're in the mindset chapter right now. And when we start diving into those other 2 chapters and many more chapters to come, you're going to be surprised of how much you can actually achieve if you just put the work in. And ladies and gentlemen, like always, make sure you stay fully mic'd. I'll see you back in the next one. Peace.